What's up, everybody? It's Keefy, and you're watching the weekly Ritual. Welcome back to the weekly Ritual. I'm Keefy. This is Ghost Cult's news show on YouTube. Let's get started. We start this week's Ritual with a heavy heart as we have to report the passing of Gordon Haskell, former vocalist of KingCrimson, Florida Lee, and his prodigious solo career. Gordon was the second vocalist of KingCrimson and sang on their second and third albums, the classics Wake of Poseidon and the Lizard. He exited the band rather acrimoniously, but it was KingCrimson who reported his passing at the age of 74 this week. Rest in peace, Gordon. We also have to report the passing of classic rock icon Spencer Davis. Spencer Davis founded the Spencer Davis Group in 1963 with the burgeoning teenage talents of Steve Winwood and his brother Muff. Steve was only 14 years old, and the group went on to a lot of early blues rock success as they were contemporaries of the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, and the Yardbirds. Rest in peace, Spencer. Also passing over the Rainbow Bridge this week was Tony Lewis of the OutField. You may know the OutField from their classic 80s pop and rock hits, and Tony had a long solo career and recently reunited the OutField for an MTV Unplugged. We're very sad to hear Tony's passing at the age of 64. We send our sympathies out to his fans, family, and friends at this time. In case you missed it, features at Ghost Cult. Starting off our features this week, we interviewed Blake from Saul. Saul's debut album is coming out on Spinefarm Records this week, and we caught up all about their new music, live streaming, and a whole lot more. Also on YouTube, we interviewed Karidi, who's very comparable to Merker or Anna von Hauswolf. Her debut album is out now, and we talked to her about her many loves in metal, her career, her childhood in music school, and much more. Over on the podcast front, we interviewed John Connolly of Sevendust. You know, we're big Sevendust fans here at Ghost Cult, and their new album, Blood and Stone, releases this week from Rise Records. And we talked to John all about the making of the record, what the veteran band has been up to in the meantime, live streams, and a whole lot more. We also interviewed Robin Stamps of the Ocean, all about their brand new album, Phanerozoic Part 2. We talked about concept albums, his love of oceanography and science, guitar stuff, and a whole lot more. Lastly, on the podcast tip, we interviewed Joey Berra of Armored Saint. The heavy metal veterans are releasing their new album this week as well, Punching the Sky on Metal Blade Records. We talked to Joey all about his whole career, his other projects he's involved with, and a lot more. Finally, on our features, we did a retrospective of Linkin Park's debut album, Hybrid Theory, which just turned 20 years old this week. Our own Cindy Joe did an in-depth review and retrospective, and if you didn't know, Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory re-entered the charts this week on the strength of the re-release of that album and the debut. People streaming that stuff. Do it for Chester. And now, the news rundown. In celebration of our 8th year, you can hang out with me on Gimme Radio on November 5th for our own very special Gimme Radio metal show, hosted and curated by yours truly. It's time for Record Store Day Drop number 3. If you remember, because of the pandemic, the original Record Store Day that usually happens in April was split up into 3 responsible and socially distanced drop days. This Saturday is the final one. Of course, there's going to be Record Store Day Black Friday in November. Part of that Record Store Day drop, Clutch is releasing a surprise box set of 12 vinyl LPs. All the records they have ever released on their own Weathermaker music label, coming in a deluxe vinyl with a bunch of bonuses and more. The box set is on sale now at prorock.com, Clutch's website, and you can pick it up this Saturday at your local record store.
What's in the box?
David Fincher's new movie on Netflix, Mank, is coming out, and the soundtrack was done by his frequent collaborator, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Of course, you know Trent has a long relationship with Fincher, having done Social Network, which he won an Academy Award for, and 2 Grammys for Fincher works as well. We're super pumped. It's a pretty cool, creepy trailer, and you definitely like the ominous and spooky Nine Inch Nails style music. Avant-garde specialist Boris and Merzbow have returned to collaborate once again on a brand new album coming out this December. The album translates to 2020 Rest in Peace. Very ominous, of course, fitting for these times. And they released their first single as well. Darkest Hour and Misery Signals were supposed to go on tour this fall, but because of the pandemic, they had to blow it off and cancel it. Now they're going to do a live stream event with both bands. Super cool. And they're going to do it to support the Black Cat venue in DC, very near and dear to both bands. You definitely want to check out that live stream coming up later this fall. One of our favorite bands also jumping on the streaming bandwagon is Winham. As part of the Levitation sessions, November 14th, Windhand is going to do their own streaming event with custom visuals from one of their frequent video collaborators. We're super excited about this, and Windhand has been said to be working on new music for release next year. Decibel Magazine's Decibel imprint Decibel Books is releasing their very first U.S. black metal book, USBM. You can pre-order the book now, and it features first-hand accounts from some of the greats in the genre, as well as modern favorites too. Everything Decibel does is awesome, from their flexi discs to their festivals. So hail Decibel, go check this book out if you're a big black metal fan, especially U.S. black metal. Machine Head shared a brand new video, a solo acoustic version of their Circle the Drain single they recently put out. It's just Rob Flynn and his guitar on a dusty road. The acoustic version of the track is awesome. It's actually a pretty heavy song when you hear the original. Those are all available for streaming everywhere right now. Demon Hunter has released a brand new video for their song Cut to Fit from their War album, part of their double release War and Peace in the spring of 2019. Obviously, we've been missing Demon Hunter on the scene. They should have been on tour right now, like every other band, but at least we have this video to tide us over until something else comes along from the band. Prolific rockers King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard are releasing 2 new albums. Unbelievable! The band is constantly working on new music, and they're releasing a full-length new album that's said to be more experimental, and the live record too. Both those records have singles out, videos out, and are available for pre-order as well. Step right up and sit on Uncle Al's lap, kiddies, and tell him what you want for Election Day. Hopefully it's the candidate you chose. That's right, Uncle Al Jorgensen Ministry is back with a brand new video for his song Get Up, Get Out and Vote from 2012. This is part of Al's big Rock the Vote type campaign that he's been pushing. He even has a playlist on Spotify called Soundtrack to Your Election, full of cool protest songs, ministry-related tracks, and a whole lot more. Metal group Firstborn just shared their brand new video for Cut the Strings. Firstborn features Chris Adler, formerly of Lamb of God, and James Lomenzo, formerly of Black Label Society and White Lion. It's a pretty cool band. They released their debut EP earlier this year. Check it out. Mastodon is coming back to headline the Adult Swim Virtual Festival next month, along with Run the Jewels, Robin, and a bunch of others, including content from Rick and Morty and other Adult Swim properties. Ghost Hope covered the Adult Swim Festival last fall in Los Angeles, and now the online event is taking place and hopefully will be the bridge to a future in-person event when we get through this nightmare year. The band some of you love to hate, Deaf Heaven, is coming back with a new live album, 10 Years Gone, recorded live in the studio. The album is available for pre-order on their Bandcamp right now. The band is also said to be working on new music for next year, and we can't personally wait. Another artist mastering protest music in 2020 is Terry B. That's a name you don't get to hear often, but Terry B is a legend of metal and hip-hop. And her brand new album, Feminenergy, is out now via her Bandcamp. Terry, of course, you know her from bands like My Ruin and Terra Satana, as well as her hip-hop album produced by Eazy-E back in the 80s. And she's back with this album of protest music, raps, metal, punk, everything under the sun. We're super pumped. Anytime we get some new Terry B music, we're really excited about it. She's been killing it the last few years with surprise releases, and she's working on her memoirs. So we're really excited for something new from Miss B. Another band we're super excited about here at Ghost Cult is Between the Buried and Me. You know we've covered them heavily this year, as they've been re-releasing their classic albums, remixed and remastered with their frequent collaborator and producer, Jamie King. Well, they're at it again with their classic album, Colors, coming soon from Craft Recordings, one of our favorite labels that specializes in deluxe remix and remastered packaging. And you'll see a feature on that, no doubt, by the end of the year. Pre-orders are live now. Bi-coastal death metal duo Night Soil is coming soon with their debut EP, Abusement Park. The group recently dropped a new single, Odio, featuring our pal Jessica Pimentel from Orange is the New Black, and of course, Alakine's Gun and Brujeria. Really excited to chat with these guys coming up soon in an interview for Ghost Cult, and you don't want to miss this EP because it features amazing performances by vocalists from The Black Dahlia Murder, Piron, and many more. I shit you not. Unbelievable stuff you can't make up. There's a lot of Metallica covers albums out there, but I bet you never imagined there would be one coming soon from Miley Cyrus. That's right, Hannah Montana herself is going to do a Metallica covers record. Not sure if it's going to be a full length, an EP, a bunch of singles, no one knows. She covered Nothing Else Matters back at Glastonbury last summer, and she actually has a pretty good voice. She also sang at the Chris Cornell tribute concert last year. So, Who cares? Metalheads are probably going to be mad about this because she's a big pop star and they hate her, but honestly, she might introduce some new fans to metal. Who gives a shit? Let her do it. I don't care. Why should you? And now for a look at who rules at streaming. First up on Who Rules at Streaming, brought to you by Krusty Media and Michael over at Krusty. Manifest 2020, a cover version of Sepultura's classic Chaos AD song, and a tribute to the life and the loss of Breonna Taylor. This featured a who's who of metal and hardcore names, including Brian Mitz Daniels, formerly of Madball, our dude Tony Campos of Static X and Soulfly, Mark Rizzo of Soulfly, Walter Ryan of DRI, Matt Dalberth of Revival, and many more. Another name you hear frequently here at Who Rules at Streaming is Jen Majora of Evanescence. Jen is back with another one of her 1-minute jams on her YouTube channel, and she's got 2 special guests this week. The great and legendary Nico McBrain of Iron Maiden and CC Shred of the Iron Maidens. And they covered the Monkees' I'm a Believer, I couldn't leave her if I tried. Bow da bow da bow. And finally in this segment, Jason Rockman and Kevin Jardine of Slaves on Dope organized an all-star cover of Faith No More's classic We Care A Lot, featuring a who's who of metal legends including Anthrax, Korn, Mastodon, Men Without Hats, Refused, Quicksand, Brutal Truth, Run DMC, Filter, Our Lady Peace, and many more. This was done in collaboration with the Roadie Relief Effort, and the video is trying to raise awareness and money of all the out-of-work people in the touring industry. Kudos, you guys. Kudos.
And now for a quick look at some of the music out this week for New Music Friday.
October 23rd, Armored Saint, Punch in the Sky, Metal Blade Records, Big Scenic Nowhere, Lavender Blues EP on Heavy Psych Sounds, Ceremonial Bloodbath, The Tides of Blood, Sentient Ruin, Cortez, Sell the Future on Ripple Music, Defecto, Duality on Black Lodge Recordings, Inhuman Rain, Descending Upon the Oblivious on FDA Records, Demonical, World Domination on Agonia Records, Kevin Townsend, Order of Magnitude, Empath Live Volume 1 Inside Out Music, Iskandar, Gelders Port EP on Eisenwald Recordings, Yako Yasik, Secrets and Lies on Inside Out Music, Leaves Eyes, The Last Viking on AFM Records, Meridian Taking Cover on Mighty Music, Mark Renning, Hinsides Veride on Season of Mist, Los Principus Est, 7 on AFM Records, Old Mother Hell, Lord of Demise on Cruz del Sur, Pallbearer, Forgotten Days, Nuclear Blast, Raging Speedhorn, Hard to Kill on Redweed Records, Saul, Rises Equals on Spine Farm Records, Sevendust, Blood and Stone on Rise Records, Undeath, Lessons of a Different Kind, Prosthetic Records, and Wobbler, Dwellers of the Deep on Charisma Records. And now for a look in our mailbag. First up on the mailbag, we're looking at Jeremy Saffer's upcoming book, Daughters of Darkness. His 12-year journey at Jeremy's, where he photographed models in corpse paint and explored his love of model photography and black metal, is coming out October 30th, and we're really excited about it. We actually have an interview coming up with Jeremy next week, but this book is amazing, and you can pre-order it at the link below. Next up for our vinyl pick of the week, the classic from Death, Leprosy, reissued by Gimme Radio's Vinyl Subscription Club. We received this bad boy in the mail, and we're really excited about our swirly pink vinyl and the brand new version of this classic record, which I haven't had for a long time. I had it on cassette in the 90s, and now I have it on vinyl. I'm super pumped. Thanks, Gimme Radio. Thanks for watching our show. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe below, or check out more of our content at one of the buttons around it. We often say at this juncture in the show, it's a tough time in the world. So please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, get out and vote early, and stay fucking metal.